Kia ora, good evening. Welcome to the Guerin Report here on a Monday night. I have a question for you. Have you come down yet from the sugar rush, which was Saturday, with a massive day into night of action from all around Australasia? Of course, headlined by, we're going to claim him, our boy, Guerin Rising, winning the Everest. This 540 kilo advertisement for the New Zealand breeding industry. For whether it's a Hong Kong or the Australian markets, we could not wish for more. What a very special moment. And for Guerin Report watchers, something exclusive coming up in just over a month. We sat down with Zach Purton, the man who rides Guerin Rising, for an hour interview, breaking up into two parts about him, Hong Kong, riding, and I can tell you it is one of the more unique interviews I have ever done. Zach Purton coming up in about 4 weeks' time on the Guerin Report as we head into the Hong Kong races. The next time we'll see Guerin Rising on trackside. Talking about the internationalisation of racing, of course, we know that Yulong have been a huge part of that, their famous green and white colours, heading back to the valley this week, because this time last year, Via Sistina smashed the track record, one of the great Australasian racing performances. She goes back this Saturday, along with, also owned by Yulong, Treasure the Moment. They have a huge hand in the Cox Plate, which, well, looks like it could be just the 8 runners on Saturday coming up on trackside. Here's the market. She heads it at even money. Of course, the big news last week that Sir Delius had to be withdrawn after failing the vet protocols from Racing Victoria. So she's $2. New Zealand bred Antino, Aliana, another New Zealand bred. So we have second and third favourites bred here in Aotearoa, and Treasure the Moment, another one owned by Yulong. So we're so used to seeing Yulong's colours near and hearing all about them buying all these mares. But I get the feeling many of us, particularly here in New Zealand, don't know much about them. So we rang and said, hey, can we come find out some more? We went to Victoria here on the Guerin Report, and the person we found at the head of the machine was Sam Fairgrey. He's a well-respected Kiwi horseman. There's plenty of Kiwis working at Yulong. So we try to pull the curtain back. We start with Sam and find out about some of the huge numbers behind the white and green machine. Well, Sam, a couple of easy starters for our viewers. How big is this farm? And I believe it's one of 5 or 6 farms that Yulong now own in Victoria?
That's right. So this is the initial property. It was 450 acres, but now here at Ngambie we have 4,000 acres, and we have properties down near Pakenham, which is 2,000 acres. So 1,000 acres of that is still in the development stage, and that's a racehorse spelling section down there, and here in Ngambie the 4,000 acres is the breeding arm of the operation.
I'm not sure if you know the answer to this question, but we're right in the heart of breeding season as we shoot this. How many Yulong owned mares would there be on this property and the other properties and on the books in Australia at the moment?
We're just under 700 at the moment, so we'll be foaling down 550 mares, so yeah, it's going to be a busy season.
It's a lot of horses, and then we're in the stallion barn here with some of the big boys. How many staff does that require?
We've got 180 staff across the operation, so it's a lot, but yeah, as you say, when you've got the numbers, you need the staff to care for that. So yeah, we're very lucky with quality staff that we've got here to care for the horses in all the different sections, from the serving barn to the foaling area to yearling preparation to spelling race horses.
What sort of systems, Sam, are in place to keep track of all these horses? I'm picking it's not just a spreadsheet. I mean, this is a massive business. How do you know where they all are and what stage they're all at?
Obviously we have a program where all the horses are on, but the staff also, we use WhatsApp a lot, so it's instant. A horse moves from A to B, from paddock to paddock. The staff put it into the WhatsApp group that goes straight to the office, and the girls in the office can make the movement instant. So and it is having the number. It's important to be able to keep a handle on exactly where every horse is and where they're moving, because from day to day and between the farms and the sections within the farm, you need to know where each horse is.
Obviously, you're a Kiwi. There's a few Kiwis like a Harry King floating around the property. Without being too parochial and biased, seems that the New Zealand equine handling talent's still pretty well respected in this part of the world.
Definitely. I think Kiwis are well known for doing hard working and obviously very passionate about the thoroughbred industry. So there's plenty of them over here in Australia that have cemented themselves over here, and I think it's just come about due to opportunities with the size of Australia and their passion for the industry.
I think many people watching the show and people right across the sales industry and the breeding industry have been fascinated by Mr. Zhang's appetite for buying horses, and really elite horses, obviously. Who advises him, Sam, on what horses to buy, whether that's mares or yearlings to buy? Is that a sort of group activity between a whole bunch of people here, or is he the boss who has the final say on what he buys?
Ultimately, at the end of the day, he's the boss and he has the final say what he buys. 90% of the time he'll be the person doing the bidding, and it's just a team effort. We go to yearling sales, broodmare sales, we put lists together, give him our top 10 and valuations, and then leave it to Mr. Zhang to do the process in the sale ring.
Okay, what about inspections, for example? That's a very specific skill set to have. Or things like vetting. Do Yulong have their own vets who do that sort of work for them? Because everybody does it differently, but you guys are obviously a business which is a lot bigger than most businesses.
Sure, as we've always had our own resident vet, but as we've grown, we're now up to 9 vets here for the breeding season. So when we head to the yearling sales, we take a vet with us to do all the vetting, and we'll go around and do the groundwork and cut it down to a number, and then Mr. Zhang will come around and inspect the horses, and he has a good eye for a horse. He knows a good physical, and he knows all the ins and outs that you need to buy a successful racehorse.
Sam, it fascinates me because you guys have drafts and successful drafts at Magics and Inglis, and some people would say if Mr. Zhang and Yulong want to buy all these horses, why would they sell horses? Now, we're both aware of the commercial reality of that, but maybe explain it to our viewers. If you're such big buyers, why are you also sellers?
I think looking at it as a whole, farm and what we want to achieve is obviously the commercial aspect, but getting our progeny out around the country. And if you're standing stallions, I think it's a good advantage to be able to be out there, selling your progeny that are going to end up in different stables and given different opportunities. And Mr. Zhang wants to be, obviously highly successful, one of the biggest farms in the world, and being able to take our progeny to sale and for them to sell well, not only on the ring but also produce great racehorses, and that's what we're starting to see with the results that we've been able to achieve. How
important are the successes on the racetrack and the green and white colours as a branding exercise for you?
It's huge, the impact that the success on the racetrack has for your brand. You can try as hard as you want, but when you get the results on the track, it does lifts your brand. Not only within Australia but worldwide, as we've seen happen over the past sort of 24 months.
You're a stallion man, you've been in the game for a long time. It must be very cool to have an old rock star like Written Tycoon. I know you love different horses for different reasons, but there must be something special about someone like him.
Definitely. I've worked with a lot of good stallions, and they all have that similar trait. They all have great character, personality. They're all generally pretty laid back, and that's why they're good stallions, because they pass that on to their progeny, that their progeny have the right temperament to be good racehorses.
All right, everybody has their favourites. I'll be honest, my favourite's Alabama Express, but I believe you've got a personal favourite here. I'm not saying he might be the best horse, but you've got a stallion mate.
I think Growing Empire is probably, he's probably my favourite at the moment. Obviously, Alabama's up there. But
What do you like about Growing Empire?
Growing Empire's, we bought him as a yearling, raced him, and now he's come to stud. And physically, he's a great specimen. He's a great moving horse, and once again, he's got that fantastic temperament. And we've started covering already, and he's like a stallion that's been doing it for several years. He just walks in there very calmly, gets himself prepared, gets up and breeds the mares. So I think really looking forward to what's ahead in the years to come for him.
Sam, there's something like 60 Group 1 winning mares on the books now, which is just remarkable. Do you ever have a moment, sun's going down after a long day at work, you look out over the paddock and you see Imperatriz or Melody Bell or Alcohol Free or whoever, and just think to yourself, this is pretty incredible?
Absolutely. It's very fortunate to be able to work and around such quality animals, and I say it to the staff regularly. We probably take for granted a little bit sort of thing that you can walk in a paddock and there's 4 Group 1 winners in there, but it is certainly a great thrill, and we certainly respect that the opportunity that we have to be able to breed progeny out of these great mares, and what they've been able to achieve on the track, and have them here under our care.
Let's talk turkey. You and I have been involved in the game a long time, and a lot of people have come into the industry and spent money and haven't lasted. But being here this morning and talking to Jean and talking to yourself and looking at the business, I've got no doubts now that Mr. Zhang is in this for the long haul, and the steps he's making would suggest that's the case.
Absolutely. I'm coming up 8 years working for Yulong and Mr. Zhang, and I knew early on that he'd be here for the long haul. It's as much as a business that it is for him, he has the passion for the horses and the animals. So every time he's at the farm, we're walking around looking at weanlings, looking at foals, looking at mares, and his appetite for their pedigrees and knowing which one is and how they're growing, and whether they're heading in the right direction. He has the passion for the animal as much as it is a business for him.
At your stage, after all these years on farms, do you still get favourites?
Definitely, you have probably of the mares in her time. Year in, year out, she keeps producing a lovely foal, and she's just the best temperament of a mare. So she'd be one of them. But obviously, Treasure the Moment being bred here and reared here and gone on to be as successful as she is, she's definitely right up there as one of the favourites.
Obviously, you'll have strong books, Magics and English this year. Is there any chance in the future, as a Kiwi boy, there might be 5 or 6 coming for the ring at Karaka in January one time? I think you had a couple of really good runners this year, but any chance we might see some Yulong yearlings being foaled down and kept in New Zealand and going through the process there?
I would say anything is possible.
It appears to be said.
With the growth and development. So I would say in time to come, who knows what could happen. But obviously, Mr. Zhang he's across all the industries worldwide, and he knows how good New Zealand is at rearing horses and growing horses and the successful race horses that have come out of there. So I wouldn't be surprised in time that something could happen in New Zealand.
Some huge numbers there from Sam Fairgray, and as I said, lots of really talented horse people among that 180 staff Yulong have over their 4 farms in Victoria. One of the reasons Yulong's such a mystery to all of us is Mr. Zhang, who owns the business, doesn't speak very often in public, but we had the really rare opportunity to talk to his son-in-law, who's now the chief executive of the business in Australia. Jun Zhang talks to us about what Mr. Zhang and the family are trying to achieve, and whether they're in thoroughbred racing for the long haul. Well, Jun, it must be an incredibly satisfying time for all in the Yulong family to have horses like Via Sistina and a homebred like Treasure the Moment flying the green and white flag.
Yeah, obviously both family, they are quite special, and they both represent different way of Yulong. So like the VR represent that Yulong, we got the international focus on finding more quality racehorses in Australia, and the Treasure more represent that of Yulong. We are a series start. We're trying to breed the elite horses as well. And I think this is very good result. We're very happy we can have both of the girl on board.
Talking about family, you are, of course, the son-in-law of the Yulong founder and principal, Mr. Zhang. Is that family connection important for implementing his vision?
Yeah. Mr. always told us that the horse industry is a kind of long-term business, which is require ongoing commitment and 100% or even 1,000% care of it. So this is very much like a family. How do you manage a family? And this is always this mission has always reminded us of. Yeah.
And for you, that family means living here on the farm. Your wife is part of the financial team here. You live here with your 2 young kids. So Yulong seems very much your life at the moment.
Yeah, it is. I'm quite enjoying to live here, and it's quite interesting. And also, the farming life definitely is going to help the families grow, especially the kids.
And the pace of Yulong's growth, Jun, and the expenditure have stunned some people in the industry. Talking to Mr. Zhang, does he have a cap or a limit on how big he wants this to grow?
Yeah, in the earliest year, so we are young star, and also Mr. got a very international structure to how he want to build his own star. So this is, you can see we have a lot of international stallions wise. So which is, I know it's probably not suit to Australia model. So this is why in the couple of first years ago, and we are pretty tough to finding the support, which is we're understanding where they come from. But this is, I'm just telling that this is we need a number on the early year. But now, so we are trying to turn that number to a quantity.
Okay, so heading forward, it might be, because I believe you've got like 60 Group 1 mares now, it might eventually be more about overall quality than overall quantity. Can a business this big end up with too many horses? Do you sometimes look at them and think, I need to talk to Mr. Zhang because we have a lot of horses now?
Yeah, and I think Mr. Zhang, he got very clear in mind what he's trying to do next step. Like I said, because we starting this year, we already get our excellent successful result from the racing part, and it's a good result, and some good result from the selling, and our branding is up there. So I think Mr. this is why he tell us we will start turning the number to the quantity. So yeah, and also we got the Europe side, and also we traveling the mares between the Europe and Australia, and I think this is why he like the number at this stage, and we will try our best to improve our quality in the future.
We don't hear a lot of interviews with Mr. Zhang, but obviously you would speak to him a lot. What do you see as his ultimate goal for Yulong?
Mr. never mentioned about what's the final goals. It is, but I think we already get the successful branding, and we got some racing result, and so at this stage, I think we just are trying to provide the horses the best environment, and also every person inside the Yulong can have the good environment to work under Yulong and truly enjoy the work.
We have seen your now very famous green and white colours occasionally in New Zealand, but with New Zealand being so close geographically and racing there taking off, is there potential for Yulong to either breed or race more horses in New Zealand in the future?
Yeah, this is considerable because New Zealand got a very, very great racing structure, and also the very successful self-company. And the most important thing is New Zealand got the best environment for horses, and a very good pasture, very good temperature for horses growing. So you can see a lot of successful, very famous runner. They both come from New Zealand, and so in the future, if we got any good chance, we can get into New Zealand. So definitely, we will.
So we would see the family either at Karaka for a ready-to-run sale in November, or potentially for a yearling sale in January? It's realistic to think Yulong will keep coming back to this?
Yes, we've been always eyes on all the yearling sale and the breed upsell in New Zealand. And this year we do have couple in the breed upsell this year, so we can see what's happening next couple of years. Yeah.
All right, Jean, we've all got fathers and father-in-laws and people in our life, and do you ever have a moment where you think, we might have paid too much for that horse, and how do you go talking to your father-in-law about that?
Yeah, sometimes I will tell to Mr. Zhang, oh, maybe we're paid is too expensive, but Mr. Zhang tell me that the life is different. All the life is unique. It is unique, and we can't just put any price tag on anybody or any animals. And he came to give every horses opportunity to race, even the yearling of race horses. You can see this is how we find the VSs here coming from Europe.
Obviously, you love horses because you live on a horse farm, but Mr. Zhang, I hear, also loves horses. He loves coming to the farms and getting around the horses and looking at them. So clearly, there is a love not just for the imperatrices and the expensive horses and the Via Sistinas, but he clearly must have a love of the horse.
Yeah, he just most likely he will spend a couple months in the farm because per year. But the rest of time he will travel to Europe, to Japan, to Hong Kong. It's just his hobby. He loves the horses at all, and he will find the horses. Doesn't matter where the horses is, and he will just go there and look at him and trying to get him on board. Yeah.
Okay, sneaky little question. Do you have a favourite horse, and does Mr. Zhang have a favourite horse?
I think Mr. Zhang's favourite horse will be Via Sistina.
Well, okay, yeah, I can understand that one.
Yeah, because this is quite remarkable for himself, because this is very, very difficult to achieve, to finding like horses from Europe, and we make a huge decision to bring her back to Australia to race, and done so well and win the Cox Plate last year, and she still got a brand future. And I would say Mr. Zhang, Via will be Mr. Zhang's one, and for
what about you?
Yeah, Tricia will be my one.
Because she was born on the farm.
Here on the
Do you remember her as a baby? Do you remember sort of seeing her when she was a bubba?
He's quite narrow, and it's not a Australia type. I can tell, and this is why the sale company couldn't pick her. So, but how lucky we got her.
Okay, real treat for us, because once we got to Yulong, we found out that both Imperatrice and Melody Bell had foaled down in the last week. So let's start with the Queen, Imperatrice, and this is her little Pirata filly, her first foal. She's only a week old. This is Paddy, he's in charge of Imperatrice. Hey Paddy, congratulations on South Africa winning the footy, mate.
Thanks,
well
mate.
Done. She's turned into a big, beautiful girl. Like, she was always beautiful, but man, she's a big, strong girl now.
She really has settled into motherhood pretty well. She's quite proud of this little guy.
What about the Bubba? She's our first foal, so Mum's learning all the time.
Yeah, Mum's learning, Bub's learning as well. They both really enjoy each other, which is good. Yeah, Baby's just got a bit of growing to do.
It's like typical first foal though.
Yeah, typical first foal.
Do you know who the big girl's going to this year?
The big girl is going to Lucky Vega.
Ooh. Is she nice? Is she a good horse to be around? Because she was a. I remember Opie Boston telling me she was just a beautiful mare to be around in real life.
She's got a really, really good demeanour. She's always been. I think
Bubba's
she's
hungry.
quite used to the attention as well. You know.
I think Bubba's hungry. Oh, how many mares do you foal down on this farm over the spring?
Well, between all the farms, we will foal 530. Wow. Just between shed foaling units.
Are some more special? Some more special than others? Do you get closer to some? Could you spend more time with them, or any particular reason, Paddy?
You know, it's all circumstantial on whether you've spent a lot of time with a mare because the mare's had complications post-foaling, or with a foal for the same reasons. Otherwise, you get champs like this who you just can't help but to love. Yeah. And then, I mean, here we are privileged with some of the best mares and the best racehorses you could dream of. So, I mean, Exhibit A over here.
For a first-time mum, she's a natural.
She is a natural, but she's also a bit of a show for the camera.
She likes the camera?
She loves the camera.
Tell you what, you haven't got another one of our old girlfriends here that the Guerin Report viewers can have a look at. You haven't got a Melody Bell floating around, have you?
I think we could make a
I hear a rumour she just fell down a couple of days ago.
Well, we'll have art for you in a bit.
You go to bed and look after your little Bubba. Hello, Bubba. Hello. How you going? How you going? Hello. Thanks for coming on the Guerin Report. Yeah, I'll let you go do some drinking and stuff and growing and some other stuff. Paddy, thank you, and we'll look forward to coming over to have a look at Melody Bell. See you, bub. All right, so from Imperatriz to New Zealand's most ever winningest Group 1 galloper. Hello, Bubba. This is Melody Bell. And what have we got here, Paddy? We've got a little I'm Invincible, I think.
Yeah, we've got an I'm Invincible filly.
Third foal?
Third foal, and a really, really nice tap. We're very pleased with what we've got here.
Wow. I'm Invincible out of, I think, a 15-time Group 1 winner, so it's a lot of money for a little horse, isn't it? There's a lot of value there.
Yeah, I'd say her ovaries would be fairly valuable right now.
And she's obviously a third-time mum, so I suppose they get more used to it, don't they, Paddy, after a while?
Yeah, she's been a superstar throughout.
Well, she also would have been in front of the cameras a lot in her life. She would have been around a lot of people in her life, wouldn't she?
All of that. You know, we're very spoiled to have these two girls, and yeah, I think after all of this, they know that they're good. You know, they're so acquired to the attention.
Wow. Okay, have a good. Hello, Bubba. It's a little I Am Invincible out of Melody Bell. And yeah, only born, so this is born on Saturday, so only like, as we filmed this, only 3 days old, I think. So, hello, Bubba. How you going? Hello. We know your mum. Everybody in New Zealand knows your mum. Yeah. Nice to meet you. You go eat some grass and drink some milk or do whatever you do at your age, and we'll see you in a couple of years. Okay. Thanks for coming on the show. Bye. Oh, it's amazing. So, yeah, Yulong. Paddy, thank you, brother, for showing us a couple of the queens, because people back home just absolutely love them. We'll forgive you for what happened at the rugby on Saturday night with South Africa. And we'll see you, and you, old girl. I hope you're enjoying your life over here. So, yeah, some of the queens of New Zealand racing here at Yulong. Pretty special day for us, even with a little bit of rain falling. Pretty special day at Yulong, and I hope that interview with Jung gave you the chance to see exactly what they're trying to achieve. And yep, some of those big, huge numbers, and the fact that his father-in-law, Mr. Zhang, can't be stopped when he wants a horse. But when you hear that he is living on the property with the family, you realise this is not some big business operation. This is a family who love their racing and are going to be around for a long time. They'll also be at the sales coming up in New Zealand, of course. That'll be in January, as will this little guy, our guy Mickey G. We saw him recently updated from Cambridge Stud, the son of Sword of State. He's getting closer, he's growing, he's getting bigger, getting ready, of course, for the 100th New Zealand yearling sales in January at Karaka. Well, guess what? On the weekend, his older half brother went to Randwick and flew even more of the Kiwi flag. Here is Chow Wolf taking out the $5 million King Charles, first, second and third here, all bred in New Zealand. And just for good luck during the day too, Linebacker won the Silver Eagle. This is the third major win for Chow Wolf, and today, as the ready-to-run horses are breezing at Te Rapa Monday into Tuesday, we have this other glowing advertisement. Two former ready-to-run horses, first and second in a $5 million race. A lot of big numbers on the show today, isn't there? We'll update you next week on how those ready-to-run horses went. Also, next week, we talked to a guy who achieved a mammoth milestone in his life on Friday. Andrew Forsman trained his 1,000th New Zealand winner. Here it is at Matamata. For a guy so young, it's a remarkable statistic. He's also had plenty in Australia. We'll talk to him about what it's like to train a Caulfield Cup winner. We'll talk to him about what it takes to have horses in the Melbourne Cup. He's had success in the 1,000 guineas and the 2,000 guineas down there at Riccarton. A very topical interview with Andrew Forsman, and also about what the young trainers in this country think about the issues that worry them, the things they're looking forward to for the summer. Andrew Forsman on the Guerin Report next Monday at 8 p.m. I hope you enjoyed the huge weekend of racing. We have so much more good stuff coming up. That's next Monday on the Guerin Report from 8 p.m. on Trackside and trackside.co.nz.